Hello, this is Elizabeth B. SoCal with my friend Sherry here.
Hi, everyone.
You want to put your lights back on?
Do I want to put my lights back on?
Let's
Sure.
see what they look like.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, that's fun. We're going to be talking about self-care. And I thought tonight was the perfect time to talk about that because, A, she and I are going to dinner right now.
We're literally doing self-care right now.
Right now.
As we're driving.
Yes. And Sherry is a caregiver, and when I mean caregiver, I mean 24/7, 365. For how many years now?
11.
11. So we try to get her out as often as we can for a couple hours.
I don't get up much.
She does.
It's okay.
But that's why tonight was important to talk about self-care.
Definitely. Even me putting makeup on is self-care. Because as a
I
caregiver,
agree.
well, who am I going to put it on for? Really? So when she told me, hey, you want to help me with the lime stream? I'm like, yes, let me put the face on.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way we do it.
All right. I think the sound is up. Yeah, it is. I just want to make sure.
Okay.
And it is so trafficy. I wanted to start this at 5:30, and usually it doesn't take me that long to get off, but tonight it took forever. It seems like felt a long time. So self-care. Neither one of us have a lot of time to do self-care, so my favorite things are getting a massage, getting a facial, getting a manicure. One, I'm not in a position to afford all of those right now. And two, giving myself a facial feels like grooming and not pampering. It only feels pampering when someone else gives it to me.
There's something about someone else touching you.
Yeah, it's just and the massage.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's good. I mean, I have a foot massager that is pretty good, but it's not as good as when someone can get really deep into your feet. Oh,
yeah.
So good. That's pampering to me. That's self-care.
Definitely. That is self-care.
But since I can't really do those things right now, and it got out of the habit anyway because of COVID. So.
Exactly. Post-pandemic doesn't mean that we went back to normal.
Right. Exactly. So
we take self-care where we can get it, how we can get it.
Exactly.
And that's the important thing.
So tonight, dinner is number one.
Dinner is self-care.
Self-care, for sure. What are some other things that you do, Sherry?
Oh, I bake. I love to bake. I love to bake cupcakes. I bake cookies. I bake all kinds of stuff. Plus, it heats my house up and makes it smell good. I love doing crafts. I was doing some stuff earlier. I didn't get anything finished. I'm part of a rock painting group, so I did 2 rocks before we came today. I enjoy walking. I like getting my exercise where it's safe to do so. I love Starbucks. We're driving by Starbucks. Love me some coffee. I like to read. I like to learn new stuff. I always try and tell myself I'm never too old to learn more stuff and more stuff and more stuff.
That's true. Yeah, I never thought about that, but learning is a form of self-care because you're expanding your horizon.
It is. Sometimes I'll ask myself, how do you do that? I don't know. Let me Google it.
Yeah.
Is that true? I don't know. Let me Google it. My Instagram handle is Share Google because that's what the hubby calls me.
I love it.
Why don't you Google that, Share Google? Okay, I think I will.
That's funny.
98% of the time, I'm right.
That is very funny. Do we have anyone on? No, we don't. But what do I always say? Catch the replay.
That's right.
So we know someone will catch the replay. Yes, for sure. Oh, Donna from Thriftastic Mom. I know you probably can't tell in this light, but I am wearing the sweater that I bought from you. And I love it so much.
It's pretty. I was going to say it looked nice on you when I got in the car, but we didn't have a chance.
It's so comfy.
Thumbs up, Donna.
And it's just warm enough for California.
Good. You got to kind of go light, but not whole.
Yeah, you can't go for the full shebang. That's why we have to have coats. But
yeah, that's why I layered up. I wore the jean jacket
smart.
tonight.
Very smart.
I tried to wear it a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't because the cast was on. I couldn't slip it.
Oh, yeah. She is recovering from a broken arm.
Halloween decorating got me this year.
Yep. She had her own scary fall.
I did. Hey, not even from that far. That's the ironic
Breaks her arm
thing.
and sprains the other wrist.
Yes, that was fun. Double duty.
And does caregiving.
And
on top of it all. Yeah, still did it. That's for sure. So the restaurant we're going to is also another form of my self-care.
What is it? Where are we going?
We're going to go to Ricardo's El Ranchito. I love this place because they make the homemade corn tortillas, which I love. And they have regular corn tortilla chips, but they also have flour tortilla chips,
wow.
which are so good. So when I go there, I like the flour tortilla chips to dip in, and then I like my corn tortillas for my meal. So it's something I super enjoy, and I used to make tortillas all the time, especially when I was super poor. And you can make a lot of tortillas for very cheap.
Oh, I bet.
And
they still smell so good.
Oh yeah, and it's fun to make tortillas. I love doing it. I haven't done it in a long time, but it really was a lifesaver when I was younger and didn't have any money. In fact, one time I made probably like 1,000, and I'm not kidding. And so I had a bunch that were just fresh, and I thought, well, I'll go take some to my parents, and I started dropping off to people I know because I just went crazy. I was on vacation and just made them like, I would never eat them all. And I went to the gas station, and there was this family there. It was a husband and wife, 2 kids. One kid was in a stroller, and this is literally like 1993, and this is still so vivid in my mind. I get out of the car, start to pump the gas, and the parents were talking amongst themselves, but then the little boy looked at me and said, "Do you have any money so we could get our stove turned on?" And I said, "Honey, I don't." And I said, "But I do have something that might help you have something warm." And I had, all these batches of warm tortillas, and so I gave them a batch, and they started crying, all of them, the parents too.
Aww.
And they explained to me that they had gotten their utilities shut off, and it was wintertime. And, they had a car accident. You know how things just
pile up. One after another.
And so they literally cried because they said it was the first warm food they'd had in a few days. And the little kid, he was like, "Mommy, can I have some of that? Can I have some of that?" She gave him one, and he was like, he just held it against his face. It was the sweetest thing. It was so sweet. And I will never, ever forget that, ever. And, I literally I barely had enough money to put a few gallons of gas in my tank at that time. And, but I was like, I got to do something nice for somebody that didn't even require money.
Right? That's what it's about. It's about giving little things to other people, too.
And that is another form of self-care, because when we're generous with others, we can be generous with ourselves.
Definitely. And it also helps us appreciate, I know that the holidays are coming up and lots of people that's when they think about the things that they have. But I try and think about it periodically all year long, especially when I see someone helping me that looks like a single mom maybe, and like they're working that job and it's a dead end job. They're never going to make more than they do with their tips, and like they're busting their ass. I love like giving little things and doing little things for people like that too, because everything is needs to be appreciated more,
Right. And you know what? Making someone's day, that makes you happy too.
Definitely. A lot of people in the service industry get treated like crap too.
Yes.
I try not to be that crap either.
I have been on the giving the customer service. Well, I still, even in my job, I have. I get complaints all the time.
I can't imagine that. You're one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life.
Well, when people don't understand what you're trying to tell them, or they want something on care, I don't know, we're having internet here. But anyway, I like protecting my team and as much as I can. And I try to research all the problems before they get escalated so that we can, um, not let it go to the managers. Because when it goes to managers, then it's like, how did this happen? Why can't it? Blah, 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 blah. But wait. I haven't even had a chance to look at it yet. Just give me a chance. And 9 times out of 10, I will say that we didn't do anything wrong. What happens is we're the last people to touch something.
Yeah.
And so we get all the blame if something doesn't work right, even though it may not have nothing to do with the software we sent. It may have everything to do with the machine or operator error. So, yeah. And some days it gets me down because sometimes it's like all day. Like there's just been this one problem that's literally been since Friday. And this person will not let go. And they keep copying everything, even though I have nothing to do with the resolution or what they're doing now. And they just keep saying, well, someone didn't do this right. No, someone requested the wrong thing. And that's why the wrong thing was put on, because you requested the wrong thing. But every email this person has been adding, it makes a little snide remark about either me or my team. And I didn't even do the job. I'm just the person that got the complaint. So, yeah, that's been hard.
Really diplomatic. I hate that. I was never good at that at all. Setting.
Yeah. But I will say I've also done the opposite. Recently I had an issue with AAA and I did get a little hot under the collar. But they did finally fix the problem, and I am grateful for it. And, when I had to ask for a supervisor, I told the guy, see, look, now you're making me be Karen and having to ask for a supervisor.
Right.
And he did make a joke that made me laugh. He goes, lady, we're on the phone. I don't know if you're white. I said, so only Karens can be white? And we both started laughing.
Oh, that's funny.
Because that made it ease the tension a bit.
Right.
And then, he did get the supervisor. And the supervisor did have to spend about 3 days working on the issue, but he did get it resolved. And I had to keep saying over and over because they kept telling me that I needed to address this particular issue. And I'm like, I didn't make the mistake. I can't fix it. You have to fix it. So I'll just say this right now. If you buy a gift membership for someone for AAA, make sure they do not mark that you put it in perpetuity and that auto renews. And I ordered mine over the phone for an emergency situation a couple years ago. And so I never checked anything, or because they originally said, well, you had to have marked it to be that, or we wouldn't do it. And I'm like, I know I didn't mark it because I ordered it over the phone. And I can tell you which street corner I was standing on when I ordered it because it was an emergency situation. So.
Oh, wow.
But I will say that, I did lose my temper a couple times. Raise my voice.
You don't want to see her mad.
But, yeah, I don't like, I hate getting mad. And I hate getting mad because I get shaky, and that's not self-care. So, but I did have 3 very nice conversations with the manager who took care of it, and he was very nice and kind, even though I had yelled at him. And I did apologize when I yelled. I'm like, I'm just so frustrated.
Right.
I didn't call him a name or anything, but that's the thing is when when I worked in retail, and the people start calling you names, it's like, whoa. You could be mad at me and you could say whatever you want about the policies, but I'm just trying to do my job. At the people, it's about what needs to be fixed, Exactly. So, but yes, not getting mad is a form of self-care. I do not like it because I literally, when I get really mad, I get so shaky inside, and it lasts for like a day.
Oh no, yeah, that's not good at all.
No, not at all. I hate it. I don't like to get upset. I like to be the stereotype of a Californian, laid back,
very laid back,
That's what I want to be, but that's not what life lets you be, right?
No. And there's too many people here. They're rude, in a hurry. Oh my goodness. We were at CVS the other day, and this the guy that was working, he was on Thanksgiving, and I forgot what we needed, but he was like butthurt he had to work, and he was just, you could tell he was not having a good day. So I was like, hey, what's up? So we hear him talking to the guy in line in front of us, and I guess the guy, like, first of all, he butted in line. We're like ready to go next, and he cuts in as he needed something. I don't even know because I was angry. And he's like, he started speaking Spanish to the guy, and he's like, yeah, I don't speak English. And the guy's name was Jose, and I guess he's like, I don't care what my name badge is, and you don't need to worry about what my name is. I don't speak Spanish. And he just started laughing because you would get fired for saying something, but he was having a really bad day. We were just really nice to him. You don't need to worry about what my name is.
Yes, there's a lot of abuse.
Oh, look at those huge deer.
They are.
They're all lit up. That tree's awesome, too.
It is. They did a nice I can't believe they decorated the parking garage. I wish you guys could see it, but...
I know. After doing it this year, I thought about possibly opening a business seasonally where I decorate other people's houses.
That is not a bad idea, and you're very creative.
I'm very creative.
And you could take
let
their
me
ideas.
do my thing. Yes, and their stuff, because,
exactly.
I'm not going to be doing shopping for them or anything.
Right.
I don't think.
That's a really good idea.
I think so, too, because I've always decorated, like, every office I've worked at, and anybody's, like, cubicle, we did it for their birthday, and stuff like that. But, yeah, that was fun this year. And now I don't feel like putting a tree up, but I have a lot going on my front yard, people. A lot.
But we're going to do a live soon.
Yes.
Of Sherry's yard, and she's going to show us how she did the stuff. So that's going to be fun.
It's all low tech. No computers needed, none of that. I didn't even want to have to plug the lights in because I did quite a bit of solar.
That's cool.
I love solar, and I love the idea that you aren't using a lot of extra electricity this time of year. And I'm an idiot, and I forget to turn them off. So, yeah, I don't have to worry about that with the solar.
That's true. That is true. I know when I take my nephew to school in the morning, I can always tell who forgot to turn their lights off. It's still on.
They're still on.
And you know that they're not always on.
No, I hope not. My goodness. Especially with some of the stuff people have. And a lot of people are doing the inflatables. I don't do I have an inflatable ornament.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, on my lawn. But it was solar. And it was on sale Black Friday.
I didn't know they had solar inflatables.
I didn't know that either. People, there are solar inflatables on Amazon.
Oh, I'm going to have to, because we have a Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to check to see if we could get one that's solar, and then it won't cost so much.
I don't know. It's not like the one with the blower. It's just you blow the air in. Okay.
Yeah, that's
an ornament. Yeah. Oh, yeah, those ones that were on, like, Shark Tank were $80, $60 each. And I was like, no, thank you, ma'am. I thought of Dawn and so I Googled Black Friday, said, oh, it has holiday decor on sale, come look. So I did. And I Googled solar ornament outdoor, and it came up, and so it's got a light inside it, in a disc at the bottom, and then it comes with a remote where you push what mode you want it in and what color you want it, and then the outside of it says Merry Christmas. So it's still kind of, a lot of it's old school, which is what I enjoy. I enjoy vintage Christmas. And I love that some people do all that, but we don't do all that high tech stuff. We watch that great Christmas light.
Oh, yeah, I like watching those, but I couldn't do all that.
Can you imagine doing that for months and months and months?
No, because they have to plan it. They're working all year on those things.
And then they've got music going on. Yeah.
But I appreciate all the work they put in, because
I do too. And you know that when they do put that much work into it, people come and visit it. I've seen a lot more people on our street, though. I'm wondering if they're coming to see.
I think so.
I think so, because we live at the end of a cul-de-sac, and most of the people know each other, but it seems like we're getting more traffic of people just turning around.
Did you see down the street the person that has the Buddy the Elf blow up?
No.
Yeah, it's I think it's 2 houses from the chickens.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yeah, they had a Buddy the when I drop you.
The chicken house has the Grinch with just one line of lights that he's taking off the roof.
Oh,
I'm like, I gotta do that.
That's a
here.
cute idea.
Yes.
That's very cute. All right. Why is there so much traffic today?
Where are we picking Dom up at 7?
That's the school. It's not that far.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. I
He,
figured
he
you were
can
gonna...
wait a couple minutes. He makes me wait all the time.
Yes, he does.
He just has to wait. We're gonna eat.
Yes, that's self-care too. Don't go hungry too long, because that's bad.
It is bad, especially
when you try to keep motoring along and you're doing
True.
it on an empty stomach or just on caffeine. It's not good for you.
Doesn't work. And normally, I don't get really worked up about traffic. And I'm not really worked up about it now. I'm just kind of surprised. But I shouldn't be because it's the Christmas season.
Yes, it's already started, and it's starting earlier and earlier every year.
But because that's another thing, I don't like to get road rage. I have
Look at this.
gotten
Yes,
it.
this person's like in such an effing hurry.
Oh, right here, right behind that Jeep. Right there. That is when I used to drive Lyft. There was a guy I used to pick up from Disneyland quite often. And he worked near there, and he would go there after work because he had a pass. And one day I picked him up, and he was super drunk.
Oh,
and I said, "Hey, you smell like your alcohol." And he's like, "Yeah, a few, you know." And I was like, "Well, don't throw up in my car because I have to drive. I have to make this money." So we get to the light we're seeing at right now, and the one lane to the left, and all of a sudden I hear the back seat door open, and I hear, "Ah!"
Oh.
He didn't get it inside the car, but the whole side of my car was covered in vomit.
Oh.
Luckily, he doesn't live that far from here. We get there. He tells me to pull in the driveway, and he starts cleaning the car, which I thought was really cool because a lot of people wouldn't do that.
No, they wouldn't.
And his wife came out, and she's like,
"Oh,
what happened?" And she starts screaming at him, and she's like telling him, you know, how could you do that? And he had told me previously that his wife doesn't like Disneyland. That's why he goes there, but he usually doesn't drink.
Okay.
So
he was 2 for 2.
Yeah, so she was telling me to give him a bad score for Lyft, and I was like, that's okay. I've taken him before. He's never done this before, and look, he's washing it. Other people have done things in my car, and they just like, whatever.
Right.
And so we made a deal that if he's been drinking and he sees my driver name come up or in my picture, that he will decline it if he's been drinking. And if he was sober, then he could ride in my car.
Okay.
And
Fair
I
enough.
did get him several times after that, and he did tell me there was times he drank and he held to the agreement.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, see, he's a good guy. He wasn't a bad guy. He said someone drank too much and got sick, and thankfully didn't throw up in my car.
Exactly.
So
it would still smell like puke.
Thankfully, he got the soap and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, he like really cleaned. He cleaned the tires. I mean, the whole side of the car. His wife's like, you should clean the whole thing. I'm like, no, I really need to get out and make some more money.
Really, and I really don't want to hear you bitching at your husband anymore. Thank you. One screw in the driveway is enough.
So it was a form of self-care as well as preservation for me to let him know.
Yes. Please don't
I
puke
can't
in my
take
car.
that risk, and I don't want to be stressed about it.
And the older we get, I can't deal with drunk people.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience.
Yeah, it's just...
Because I used to be that person that nobody wanted around when I had a few, because I was just an idiot. So I can concur with you just not having the patience for it.
Yeah, especially when you're driving and you're not sure.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, when I did Lyft, I had a lot of drunk people, but the majority were really nice. There was some women who went to a bachelorette party, and I picked them up, and one was going to throw up, and I pulled over into Target parking lot, and I said, go ahead and throw up, and I'll wait for you, because I'm not going to leave them, you know.
Right.
And especially it was like 2 in the morning, and she's like, no, we're going to call my boyfriend and my fiance, and we're going to have him pick me up. And I'm like, are you sure? And so, because I'm thinking, well, kind of bonus for me because where I pulled over was not far from my house.
Mhm.
But I'm not going to leave women alone.
No.
So I waited till he got there, and they gave me some extra cash, which was really nice. I didn't expect it. Because to me, safety is most important.
Exactly.
Of my passengers as well as me.
Of course.
And there were plenty of girls that I would drop them off places alone, and I would be like, oh, here's my number. I will pick you for free. You know, I didn't like where they were being taken to. And I had a carpool ride once where the girls, they were stoned. I mean, they smelled like they reeked of pot. And I picked up someone else because it was a pool ride, and the guy got in, and he was in the front with me, and he looked at me like, you smell like pot. And I was like, it's not me.
Right?
I could tell by looking at him, like, it's not me. And then he looked in back, he goes, oh. Well, it ended up, we took these girls into a shady house. And I'm not sure if these girls were actually even 18. But, you know, they had IDs. They showed them to me. But, you know, that doesn't tell you anything. And I just didn't feel right about leaving there. So I gave them my number. And the guy says, I don't feel right about this either. Let's go talk to them. So we went to the door. We pretended we were their parents. And we got the phone numbers of the guys that were there. And we called them to make sure they were the right numbers and everything. And the girls were just like, okay, Mom and Dad, we understand. Could have been worse because I could have tried to report them or whatever.
Right.
But I didn't. I just want to make sure they were
exactly.
And I called a couple hours later. I called a couple hours later to make sure that they were okay.
Okay, good.
And they were. I talked to the girls. I talked to the guys. And I heard one guy go, you have such a cool mom.
Oh, that's so funny. You are a very good mom.
It just cracked me up the way he said it.
This is ironic. So there is a billboard for Biola University, and it says, be brilliant for Christ. That's where Ariana's father went.
Yes, I know.
Yes.
I know. She has some bad history with that particular college, and some people
who went there. The hypocrisy.
Yes.
Apparently they don't allow card playing in the dorms because that leads to dancing, which then leads to sex.
Okay.
At least a few years ago.
Okay.
Yes.
It's probably still the same way. Probably.
I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. You know, my mom wasn't allowed to play cards when she was growing up because it was supposed to be something bad.
Mhm.
But yeah, she and my dad had poker parties all the time at our house. And well, she didn't play, but she, you know, still had them. She didn't mind it. And the woman who loved gambling, my mom loved to gamble. She loved her slot machine.
Woo-woo.
And so it makes me laugh. But when we were little, she's like, I really don't know if you guys should be playing cards. I think it's a bad thing. I'm like, why is it bad? Daddy plays poker, you know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so weird.
It did turn into a bad thing when my siblings and I used to gamble with each other. And my sisters were, they had this like vicious Monopoly game where my one sister kept losing and she kept double or nothing.
Oh.
And so then my others, it was well over $1 million owed by the end of this. And my sister set up a payment plan for the other one. And the other one cried and then went to my dad. And my dad got mad at them for gambling, which was hilarious because my dad also loved to gamble. So it was just really funny.
Yes.
That she got in trouble for. I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
One of your daughters that you're yelling at is named after a racehorse that you won a lot of money.
Oh, that's right.
So how can you justify?
Right? But parents have their own points.
But you couldn't believe it. He's like, a payment plan. She's like, it's easy. She could pay it back easy in 20 years. He's like, with what?
Right?
They were like 7 and 8 at the time.
Oh my goodness.
It was so funny.
Oh, that's funny.
That was so funny.
Good times.
We're almost to the restaurant. Well, I think we could eat within the 40 minutes.
I think so too.
Because I know what I'm eating. I already know what I'm getting, so for me,
I'll make it quick.
I know you always do.
And we don't have Dominic with us.
No, exactly, because that's when it gets.
That's when it gets a little tricky sometimes. Although we love him dearly.
Of course.
Every picky bone in his body.
Yes, true. Well, I guess we will wrap up our little episode here, and hopefully you've caught us on the replay. Thank you for joining us, and be on the lookout for when I announce the live for doing Sherry's work.
Yes, you want to see my yard.
Decorations,
you
yes.
definitely want to see my
very
yard.
cute. It's very cute. And remember, as always, to live greatly and live generously.
Thanks
Bye for
having
now.
me. Bye.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks
I appreciate
for having
it.
me.
Bye.
Bye.